How has this worked out?
Oh, it's wonderful. And, the architecture is just marvelous in here. It's just a pleasure to come to work every day. Everything in here is original except the tile around the fireplace opening. And it was in a turquoise arts and crafts type tile, really quite nice, but it was badly cracked. And I was able to find this tile, which was made in Japan, and it was a closeout, so I secured enough to do the mantelpiece and the powder room and the coffee bar. Most of the furniture in here we used in the Skelly Mansion, so it was just leftover, so to speak. The decorative iron piece above the what do you call that? Anyway, high boy. I salvaged or took from the Skelly Mansion when we sold it. These were in the ceilings of each one of the upstairs bedrooms, and it had a wire cloth behind it, and the flat part fit up against where the ceiling meets the wall. And the purpose of it was for ventilation for the attic fan. Normally you have to leave your bedroom door cracked to get an attic fan to work properly, but this way you could close your door for privacy, and it would the grill and its opening would ventilate the room for the attic fan. This fireplace fender, which is English and very popular in English, the reason for the padded seats on each side was to be able to sit there and warm yourself with the fireplace. We had this in the kitchen of the Skelly Mansion, and I brought it here. We're sitting here at this coffee table that you see. I bought that from the estate of a well-known decorator here in town. The top part is a vintage Dutch laundry tray, and he added the legs to it. Well, there isn't another one like this in the world, and I love it. It's convenient to stack books in. The wood floor is laid in what they call a log cabin pattern, and if you'll note what it is, the corners of the room are mitered like this in each one of the corners, rather than all the boards being run the same way. They meet at the corners and miter and come in, and this has been termed the log cabin pattern. This is an interesting piece of furniture. It's called a hunt table. As you see, it's semicircular, and it has drop leaves at each end, so it could become quite large. And what they were used for was they would have these fox hunts and such in England, and after the fox hunt was over with, the hunters would all return to the manor house and have a large breakfast. And these tables were used, usually sitting in front of the fireplace so that the heat would keep the food warm, but these were serving tables. That has an interesting history. That is a double-faced lectern, and I bought it here out of an antique store that had closed its doors years before, and they had things left up in the attic. The iron base I added. The purpose of it was there's a book rack on both sides, so that in a church, one person would read the first lesson, the next person would read the second lesson. Supposedly, this came out of John the Baptist Church in Chester. And here's an English street lantern. I had 3 of these, and we had 2 of them hanging in the kitchen of the Skelly Mansion. It has the maker's plate on it, and these were actually used as street lights in England. And of course, this one's been electrified. This drafty room, which is a mess, but it always is, was the formal dining room. And if you'll note, that the hinges on these doors are called soft hinges, and they are still being made, but they're very, very expensive and takes a lot of time to install one. This is combination working and desk area, of course my computer and my reference books, and artwork every place. I'm very prolific. I sometimes get embarrassed about it, but this is an interesting piece. It's a reproduction. I bought this in Oak Park, Illinois, at Frank Lloyd Wright's home. It is a replica of two panels that flank the front entrance to his studio part of the home. This one is an art glass lamp. It's called it was done by a Frenchman called de Argentine, and I bought it out of an estate sale here. He was doing art glass at the same time that Dom Nancy was, and I think it's beautiful. I added the shade.
And I use this as
a conference room. As you can see, these little chapel chairs I salvaged from the refuge bin at Trinity Church, and they just work great. I like a narrow conference table so I can sit across from the clients, and my drawings are usually 2 foot deep. So we can look at drawings, I can look at them upside down, and still have close contact with the client.
Tell me about some of the pieces here in this room.
Well, this mantelpiece is English, and we had it in the kitchen at the Skelly Mansion. It's Art Nouveau, oak and copper panels. It came with these two matching candlesticks and the fire dogs. So I didn't want to leave it behind, so I took it out and put it here. The plaster frieze above it was part of the frieze in the Ritz Theater in downtown Tulsa that was taken down, I think, in the 50s. And I think it's a friend gave it to me. It's a musician and these children dancing alongside it. The interesting part about this is I have a catalog of plaster of Paris pieces that can be purchased there. I believe it's a company in Ohio, and this piece plus the companion piece they are still manufacturing.